Okay, welcome to Knowledge Search channel. And today in this video, we will be discussing about the part 6 actually. That is, already we have discussed about five different parts of the Six Sigma concept implementation in minimizing the medication errors in acute care facilities. So this is what the discussion we had earlier in all the five videos. And if you have not watched the previous videos, please watch it and come back to this video for better understanding. So now let us move into the today's discussion. That is, for example, we are going to discuss about. So already we have discussed various different things in Six Sigma. And before going to the topic, I just wanted to tell you the need, because why we are going for the Six Sigma. So already I have given you various in various videos why we are going. But anyway, to start with, we will have a small discussion of what is the need for the Six Sigma, and then we will enter into this topic, and finally we will discuss about the job opportunities and other things. So the need for Six Sigma. So actually, what is the primary goal of the Six Sigma? So the primary goal of the Six Sigma is to reach a level of quality where the process produces no more than 3.4 DPMO, which is called as defects per million opportunities. That is called as DPMO, that is defects per million opportunities. So finally, what we are going to achieve with this Six Sigma, we will be able to minimize the variation. So what is minimizing the variation? So that is, it ensures that every product or service is consistent, reducing the surprises for the customer. So this is a very important thing, and it increases the profitability as well as it improves your decision makings, and it has a better customer loyalty, that is customer satisfaction and retention is better. So it has been implemented in many MNC companies, finance companies, manufacturing companies, technology-based companies, healthcare companies, etc. So to name a few, you can just go with Bank of America or JPM Morgan, American Express, Johnson and Johnson, Coca-Cola, Procter & Gamble, that is P&G, Starbucks, as well Amazon, Google, etc. So there are various types of certifications which will be dealing in the later part of this particular video. So there will be white belt, yellow belt, green belt, black belt, and MBB, which is called as a master black belt. So what are the different job opportunities for these certificate professions is also discussed in the later part of this video. So now to go into the today's topic, so we have already discussed about various things. We have discussed about the DMAIC architecture in this particular thing. So actually, what is this DMAIC in Six Sigma? It is a very important concept. DMAIC is about define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. So these are the different things. So define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. In short, it is called as DMAIC. That is DMAIC. Okay. So we have discussed about, so we just have a small quick recap of what we have discussed in the previous videos. So already I have given a small recap of that. So we have discussed about the need, application, and concepts. We have given a small introduction to the ED crisis and what are the different challenges, what is the patient volume, and what do you mean by wait times, and what are the different aspects related to this. Patient safety has been discussed. So, in this particular series of videos, we have discussed about the critical challenge of the medical safety. DMAIC has been discussed, and also the reducing the variation in the pharmacy dispensing is also discussed. The role of technology and automation has been discussed, and in this video, we will be discussing about the cultivating a just culture. And finally, we'll be concluding this entire series with the strategic value of precision. So this is what this discussion is all about. So here in this series of the last set of the video, we'll be discussing about the cultivating a just culture. So let us go into the today's discussion. That is, this is nothing but the critical challenge of the medical safety, and so here, actually we were discussing about, so what is it, cultivating a just culture. So this is what this discussion is all about. See, for example, an MBA student, for any MBA student, it is essential to understand that Six Sigma is not about mathematics. Please understand, Six Sigma is not a mathematics. It is not a mathematics. Okay, it is about the organizational culture. Please understand, it is not about the mathematics. It is about the organizational culture. So this is the first thing an MBA student should understand. It is essential to understand that Six Sigma is about organizational culture. Okay. So a just culture encourages the staff to report errors and near misses without the fear of redistribution. See, for example, when the people feel safe to report a measure point, the data becomes more accurate, leading to the more effective analysis phase. So, this cultural alignment is what allows a Six Sigma project to truly save lives. Okay. And finally, I just want to conclude this all this six series of videos. So finally, I just want to conclude that in this conclusion, I just want to give the strategic value of precision. That is, minimizing this medication errors through Six Sigma is a strategic win for any acute care facility. So actually it reduces the length of the patient stays, it actually lowers the legal and insurance costs, and more importantly, it builds a brand of trust and safety. See, in the economic, so for example, in the competitive landscape of global healthcare, the ability to demonstrate a high sigma level in patient safety is a powerful differentiator that reflects a commitment to operational and clinical perfection. Please understand it. So I just came to the conclusion of this particular series of videos. That is totally, we had about 5 different videos, and we just had some discussion related with many different aspects. Okay, so finally we have concluded. Okay, so I just want to conclude this particular series of videos with more, what are the different job opportunities that are there for the Six Sigma. So earlier, before starting this video, at the start of this video, we were discussing about what is Sigma. So Six Sigma is about, to reach the level of quality where the process produces no more than 3.4 DPMO, that is defects per million opportunities. So it is this particular Six Sigma is always leading to minimize the variation. So what is meant by minimizing the variation? So it just ensures that every product or service is consistent. That is very important. And similarly, it increases the profitability, it has a better decision making, as well it improves the customer loyalty by giving more customer satisfaction, and customer retention is very, very important. Okay. So many of the MNC companies have been used already. I've told, like Amazon, Ford, Caterpillar, Bank of America, Pfizer, Johnson and Johnson, Nike. So on almost all the industries, like technology, manufacturing, finance, healthcare, consumer goods, everybody are using different things. So what are the different types of this Six Sigma certifications? So there are totally 5 different types of Six Sigma certification. The first one is white belt, then yellow belt, green belt, black belt, and finally the MBB, that is called as a master black belt. So what is this white belt? See, actually this white belt is nothing but it is a foundational awareness. So for example, it understands the basic terminology, but it does not lead to any project actually. So what is this yellow belt? Yellow belt is nothing but the participants as a project team member. Okay, and you will be supporting the green and black belts with the data collection. And finally the green belt. What is this green belt? So it leads to smaller and department projects. So they spend about 25% of the time on the LSS initiatives. So next is black belt. So what is this black belt? So they are the full-time change agents. So they lead to complex and cross-functional projects and mentor the green belts actually. So finally, the master black belt, that is the MVP. So this is the highest level. So they act as a strategic consultant, train the black belts, and manage the organization's entire portfolio. So there are different job opportunities for this certified professionals. So for example, if you have a quality stamp of Six Sigma certification, it will often, I'm sure that it will lead to about 20% of salary increase in your job market. So you may be pulled in as continuous improvement manager, or quality assurance manager, project manager, or operation manager, or project consultant, or data scientist, etc. So you have a good number of opportunities which this particular Six Sigma concept has been implemented in various different organizations throughout the world. So thank you very much, okay, for patiently listening this particular video. So we have come to the end of this particular series of this videos. It is sixth video out of six. So please have a sequential learning in order to have a clarity of understanding what the Six Sigma concepts are all about. If you really like this video, please give a thumbs up, and if you have any doubts, please comment in this section. And if you want to share this particular video to someone else, you can just share it. And if you really like the videos which I post in this particular channel, please give a subscribe. And thank you very much for your support. Thank you.